after about 15 minutes, I started to get a lot of sleepy sensations from the warmth, and so I opened my eyes, which was quite effective. I just looked out there and could do the entire thing. I tried for a little while to make the sleepy sensations the focus, but they were too strong, so I opened my eyes. That's all I have to remember.
Okay. With heat, that's a problem. And when we kind of turned down the fan, so we turned down the air that was kind of keeping us a little awake and alert. So that's a real problem in warm weather. Main thing for sleepy, he did one, is opening the eyes. And this meditation could totally be done with eye open. The reason I don't have the eyes open is the minute you open the eyes, that brings in a lot of, we have so much real estate in consciousness, and we open our eyes and whoa, that just kind of brings in this whole other world that can more easily pull our focus away from our meditation. There are some meditation practices and traditions that deliberately focus with the eyes open for this, to actually work with this. Traditionally, mindfulness practice is more often than not eyes closed, but we do in this, Shinzen does, I do a lot of work of meditating in sight space, so there's all sorts of meditations you can do there as well. The main thing for when you get sleepy, straightening the spine. When the spine is straight, yes, I know there's a curve in the lower back and there's a curve behind the neck, so the spine actually goes like this. But when the spine is straight, I usually said lengthened and balanced. But so straight relative in terms of when it is balanced. There is an energy that goes up the spine that activates a part of the brain that keeps us alert, the reticular system of the brain. So when you begin to get foggy, just straightening the spine can help increase alertness and awareness. I recently did a retreat with a man who teaches deep absorption states, and so it's dead quiet in there, and dead, everyone's quite still. There's no, you don't want to hear the sound of anyone breathing or anything. It's quite fanatic about the silence of the space, but it's also easier to kind of sink a little bit. He gave something I hadn't heard, was about pulling on your earlobes. I hadn't heard that. He said, oh no, you pull on your earlobes. Yes, that wakes you right up. And I went, oh, well, okay, well, let's pull on the earlobe. So I'll just pass that on. I have no scientific, I have no idea what part of the brain that stimulates and if it does or not, but he's used that for years and said that's quite helpful. And he said he got it from one of his teachers, and he's a senior teacher himself, so somebody gave it to him. But maybe acupressure points there.
Acupressure.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
It must be something, because I know people can just have a whole day on your ears with acupuncture and acupressure. Standing up is good too, making sure you get a good breath, whatever. The labeling process, when I'm really tired, if we've done a yaza, an all-night sit, where we're up all night long, fighting sleepiness, one of the main ways I do that, I do an eye-open practice. I do this labeling, and you can't, when you're with a group of people, of course, label out loud. If I'm alone, I will, if I need to really stay awake. But I'll mouth it. I'll mouth it. I'll sit there and say, I'll move the words to it. And then on a very complex, you could say it's a complex, deep level of shifting, you can use the actual sensations of sleepiness and tune into those. And when you, I might just lose everybody here, but tune into the energy nature, and the actual sensations of sleepiness can become this wave of energy in your body. So that, like if I get sleepy, I notice, okay, that heaviness or that thing behind the eyes. I can just focus on that in a certain kind of way that it then creates an energy in the body. I don't expect people to be flipping into that. I know people who've meditated for 20 years and can't even begin to go there. I know some people who after a week go, sure, So it may have something to do with people's natural proclivities for it, but Shinzen does talk of that a lot. He talks of it of re-engineering sleepiness into energy. That's his terminology. So that is something that is quite possible and can be done all the time. And people who do yazas, all-night sits, it's almost a practice in learning how to do it. It's like you want to learn to have equanimity with pain, get a lot of pain, you're going to learn really quickly. That'll be your monastery. So I just want to mention now all the things for sleepiness.